Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. What I've got here today is one of my favourite guitars. Yes, it's not mine, and it is in this bag. Let's take a look. Yes, Yamaha APX T2. Now, if you're a follower of this channel, which you should be, then you will know all about this guitar, because I've done a review on this guitar. I've done several things on this guitar over the years, and actually the review I did of this said model of guitar is my highest viewed video at over 120,000 views. Why I've got this one is it belongs to the other guitar player in my new duo, Double Trouble. He decided to buy one because he liked mine so much, but it needs a little bit of a setup. Action is a little high, so I think the truss rod needs doing, and possibly bring down the nut there, sorry, and bring down the bridge there. Apart from that, it should not need much else, because it is brand spanking new. If you're wondering what all the background noise is, I do live in a van now, and I'm actually parked at a community centre because my wife is working next door. So there's people coming and going in cars and stuff, so I do apologise about that, but there's nothing I can do about it. Alright, so first off we're going to check out our truss waddy. Yeah, that could come in a bit, couldn't it? That is a little bit bowy. Comes with its own Allen key, which is really cool. Imagine most guitars do, right? Which is nice and long, baby. So I'm just going to give that some turns. I was trying to think which is look. Oh, that'd be loose and that'd be tighty. It is very loose. A little bit of a turn. Why do they always get stuck? There we go. I'm going to tune it. That is better. I reckon a little bit more. See, I could be using gauges, but I don't have any gauges with me, but I don't tend to use gauges anyway. I tend to do it by feel. If it feels nice when you're playing it and there's no buzz, and you can see anyway with your eye what's going on there. That makes it feel a bit better down the nut. It does feel a bit high at the nut. Alright, we'll do the bridge next. Obviously on these things it's a plastic bridge, but it's okay. I mean, if Adrian wants to upgrade that later, we can do that. I did put a bone one. I put a bone one on mine, and it makes a little bit of difference, doesn't it? But it's not necessary, not really. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to just take a little bit off. It can come down quite a bit actually, but I'm going to take about that much off of there, because it is quite high. And all we're going to do with that is a piece of sandpaper, flat surface. Got a flat surface right here. But what I'll do is I'll use a chopping board so I don't scratch my nice worktop, and we'll just sand that down nice and flat to that line, and we'll put it back in and see if that's better. And here we go, just keeping it nice and flat. Put that down a bit, so we'll slide that back in there. So I keep nutting the camera with my head. Yeah, it looks a lot lower there. So we'll just do this G up here. G, the E even. God, been a guitar player for over 30 years and I still don't know what the strings are called. All close, D sharp. Now that is, I'd say that could come down a lot more, to be fair. A hell of a lot more. Let's have a look at the top here, because I don't want it to be too low. That end. I think we're alright. I think we can come down. Yeah. I would definitely say A little bit more. Also, what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the nut down a little bit, but I don't want to take the nut off for fear of splitting the wood. So I'm just filing these just on these bass 2 strings here. I think it doesn't need it on the other ones, just the low E and the A, just making the groove a little deeper to bring that down a little bit. And I can't find my files, but this is something that works for me. You can shoot me in the comments if you like, but if you get the string, you can actually file it with the string, because it is abrasive slightly. Takes a little longer than using a file, but you can actually get it quite good if you just take your time. And it will also help with any binding as well. You can feel that just like slightly cutting into the nut. Don't have to come down much, just a little bit, and that will make all the difference. Oh, hurts your thumbs though. I think that's probably enough. Just on there. Again, it's a plastic nut. You might not get away with that with a bone nut, but with the plastic ones you can. So now we've lowered the bridge as low as it can go. I don't think it can go any lower than that. And we just took that down a little bit. We've tightened the truss rod slightly. I'll string it all back up to tension, and then give it a go. And I'll show you what one of these looks like after 10 years of solid gigging, because I've got one. Now that is up to tension. That is loads and loads and loads and loads and loads better. I could just slightly tighten that up. That I can't speak today. Tighten up that truss rod a bit, just to get a little bit. Come on, give me it back. Yes. That's a lot better. You can still dig into it. A lot more comfortable to play. I think that's about it, mate. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Now just them 3 little things has made the world of difference to this. I think he'll be happy with that. I don't think it can go any lower. I don't think it needs to go any lower though. It's an acoustic guitar that you do need a little bit of height on an acoustic guitar, because you want to dig in to get the big strums, you know. If you don't, if it's too low, then it won't resonate properly. I don't know what it is with me today. I can't freaking speak. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm just going to give this a clean and I'll show you mine. And there you go. There's mine. After good old 10 years of gigging, it is has been through it. I certainly need to change these strings. I had to change the tuners at some point, because those tuners are okay, but they did start breaking down, so I put these on there. They've been fine. I mean, it's got some wounds. It can tell some stories, you know. It has been, I don't know how many gigs I've done with this thing. A lot. Even to the point where I've got some kind of makeshift jack socket, because I think I sat down with it and it ripped the thing right out of there, made a big hole, so I had to kind of super glue that. That was an emergency repair. Also, that's missing. That's an emergency repair as well, because the pin snapped at a gig and I had to change a string, so I had to kind of bodge that in there to make it stay in there. I haven't fixed it. It's been a while, and I do need to change these strings and look at the state of it. It needs a good clean as well. But I can't change the strings until I find another pin, and there's one in my lockup somewhere, so I need to go and find one of them. And I have replaced these frets. I think I've replaced that one, well, a few of them anyway, for stainless steel frets at some point, and you can see that they're slightly wider than those. They're replacement frets. but again, they're starting to wear. I mean, it's been years and years and years, this guitar, but I tell you what, it never lets me down. So there you are, like a nice brand new one. Look how gorgeous, lovely colour as well. It's the same as my daughter's one. I do like that, and that's my beat up old one, but I still gig it. I still gig it today. You can see the wear there. It doesn't have a scratch plate. Obviously you could put a scratch plate on it, but I like it. I still play it. Every time I try and retire it, I can't bear to do it. But you can see a full review of this guitar on my channel. I'll leave a link and it will pop up here now if you want. But that was a quick setup. I mean, the action on it is pretty much the same as mine now. I think I've got it pretty much the same. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. And there you go. So that was a little look at the Yamaha APX T2. Highly recommend these guitars. I think Adrian paid less than 300 quid for it. I paid less than 300 quid for mine all them years ago. They sound amazing. You may have noticed they don't have a piezo. They have transducer pickup system, and they sound great. They sound okay unplugged. They're a small guitar. It's travel guitars. They don't sound amazing. You plug them in though, oh, they sound insanely good, and they are nice and comfortable to play, which is the main thing. All right then, I'm going to say peace till next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Adios.